Welcome back. If you're a new subscriber, welcome. Hope you stay for a good long while. Bring a friend with you next time. Continuing on the topic of communication, we are all imperfect. And even at our best, what we are communicating or what we are hearing, what we are saying versus what's actually being said can actually be confusing or convoluted if the right instrument is not tapped in, meaning you're listening when you should not be speaking. You're speaking when you should be listening. All of those are part of it. For this upload, I'm wanting to braid in what I think is a helpful component to us in the workplace. And that is what I call copious notes. Because there has been so many times or occasions or incidents or situations, so many things by which two people are saying something different. And it's hard to braid in what actually occurred. But what helps the most for me, and in my view, is the copious notes of the person who have kept a record for themselves, especially if it is a reoccurring issue with the person that they're speaking of. So let's make this clearer. Let's make this clarity. To me, the copious note taking, the accuracy of the occurrence, the logging of facts is not to distrust the other person, but it is to protect you and perhaps a way by which someone else would not be truthful. This is the best way I could say it. Nobody wants to be called a liar. Nobody wants to be, but it's the inconvenient truth. So let's just be real with it. There are three components that I have found over all these years having to sit across from people. There's the person that's telling the truth. There's the person that's telling a lie. And there's the denial liar witness. This person right here who could help settle it won't. They can't recall. They didn't remember. They're not sure that it happened that way. When in reality, they know probably the person that's telling the truth is telling the truth, but they don't want to get involved. That just creates more problems. That just creates more problems. And if you've seen any of my past videos, you hear me almost pleading with us to use the power of your voice in situations by which the truth really can set you free. Because I have said many times, the truth is inconvenience. It's disturbing. It's disarming. It could be viewed problematic. It could be bothersome. But it never can be a lie. It never backs down. The truth does not have to offend itself or defense itself. It just speaks. But if we are unable to speak it, it remains in a silo. And as we know, over the past year or so, since I want to say Cat Williams, the truth has been set free to actually appear and speak volumes for itself. When we lack the ability to properly convey a point, those so-called copious notes are our best friends. So let me give you an example. There's a person who says they are unavailable to work on, let's say, Monday. I can't work on Mondays, they tell them. They wrote it down, they made a request, they put it in their availability, can't work on Monday. But the supervisor continues to schedule them on Mondays. And when they can't make a Monday, or they say they have an issue working Monday, or they just suck it up and take a Monday, The fact that they had already said and requested that they cannot work Mondays is part of the copious notes that they would present saying, here it is. I made a request. I gave my availability. I told them not to. And here's 4 different schedules for 4 past weeks by which I'm scheduled on Monday. That's a helpful truth. As an example, that's a helpful truth. And so while many people just want to, but they say, just go to work, do my job and leave. No, we don't. Work is a partnership to some degree or another. And the disturbance comes in when you don't feel valued by, for example, being scheduled when you said you're not available. And so having this occurrence keep reoccurring will only become a disturbance unless we just speak up and say, hey, sorry, please don't schedule me anymore. And say it in a way that they actually heard what you said and not what they thought, because therein is the problem. If you've gotten this far, please click like, please click subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Speak up for yourself.